Most men don't even realize this, but they lose the game before they've spoken a single word. The first impression isn't made when you open your mouth. It's made in those first few seconds during the walkover before you even said hi. Your posture, the way you carry yourself, how you move through space, how your eyes look in, all that is already speaking for you. And if your body betrays hesitation, nervous energy, or neediness, no line or clever phrase will save you. In this video, I want to show you the most common mistakes men make in those first few moments, and more importantly, how to carry yourself with the composure of a man who instantly communicates authority, ease, and presence. The first mistake I see a lot of men do is approaching too quickly. Most guys spot a woman they like, and in that instant, they let panic take over. They rush their steps, hurry their breathing, and almost tumble into her space. The energy is frantic, and women feel it almost immediately. The truth is, the approach isn't a race. It's not about speed, it's about presence. When you move towards a woman slowly, with composure, like a man who has all the time in the world, you've already signaled that you are unbothered, that you lack nothing, and that you are choosing to approach her, not chase her. The second mistake is restlessness. You see this all the time, the guy who can't stop moving his hands, tapping his fingers, shifting his feet, or darting his eyes around the room. He looks distracted, anxious, and completely out of sync with himself. The fix is simple but powerful. Slow down, make your movements deliberate. When she speaks, don't tense up or stare like you're under the pressure. Just relax. Be still. A man who is calm in her presence is far more magnetic than the man who is nervously trying to impress her. And always remember, stillness is a form of power. So when you're unhurried, she gets the sense of it. The third mistake is closed off body language. Hands stuffed into pockets, shoulders hunched over, arms folded tight across the chest. These are protective postures, the kind of body language that says you're hiding or defending yourself. Instead, your stance should be open and expansive. Shoulders relaxed, chest lifted, feet planted firmly, hands visible. You want to radiate outwards, not collapse inwards. This is the posture of a man who is comfortable being seen, who is comfortable commanding attention. And most importantly, women don't just see it, they feel it on a more subconscious level as well. The next one, which is also very common, is basically leaning in. So nearly every man has done this, collapsing towards a woman in an effort to show interest. But leaning in doesn't communicate attraction, it communicates a subtle neediness. The subtle, more powerful move is the opposite. Being able to lean back, let her close the gap, and when you give her the space to lean into you, that shifts, create a kind of tension. It flips the dynamic, so to speak, and suddenly she's the one working to earn your attention. The only time leaning in makes sense is if you're in a loud environment and she's somewhat soft-spoken. But outside of that, hold your frame and let her move towards you. Number 5, and quite expectedly, is weak eye contact. So most guys look, then tend to flinch away, or they glance for a moment but can't hold it for any longer. But here's the truth. Eye contact is one of the strongest signals of dominance you have at your disposal. With men, holding eye contact too long can lead to aggression. With women, though, it can lead to attraction. That lingering gaze, just a beat longer than what feels comfortable, communicates a sense of power. The rule is simple. Hold it until she breaks it first. That alone will communicate volumes. The 6th mistake is talking too quickly. So a man who is uncertain of himself rushes his words as though he's afraid she'll stop listening. But a man who knows his value, he speaks slowly. His tone is calm, measured, and he's not afraid of silence. In fact, the pause is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Think of a great speaker or a leader. When they pause, what happens? The room leans in. The silence itself becomes magnetic. That's the effect you want to create. You want to slow down, you want to lower your pitch and let your words carry weight. The 7th mistake, and a very big one, is forgetting to escalate physically. Touch is one of the strongest signals of confidence you can display. And when a man avoids it completely, he reveals only insecurity. The key is to start light. An easy touch on the arm, the shoulder, maybe guiding her gently as you move. Then, as the comfort builds, you escalate naturally. What you don't see is a leap straight into intimate areas too soon. That is only going to trigger recoil, and confidence in touch is about pacing and progression. It's not about haste and hurriedness. Number 8 is smiling the wrong way or at the wrong time. Yes, you should smile on the approach. It opens the interaction and also makes you approachable. But once you've introduced yourself, you can drop it. A constant smile throughout the interaction comes across as nervous, submissive, and just eager to please. You want to be as natural as possible most of the time. So instead, learn to mix it up. Use contrast and polarity. A brief smile here, a smirk there, moments of seriousness in between. The variation keeps her intrigued. The man who smiles selectively always holds more presence than the man who smiles non-stop. And finally, mistake number 9, facing her directly right from the start. When you square up too early, it looks like you're overinvested from the very beginning. A better move is to angle yourself slightly, as if you're not fully locked in yet. That creates a sense of intrigue, but also distance, which magnifies a subtle tension. And then when she's shown that she's worth your attention, that's when you turn and face her completely. That small shift sends a huge signal. Now we have my full focus. Of course, if you're running a very direct game, then facing her right away is part of the play. However, in most cases, restraint speaks louder than eagerness. So, those are 9 mistakes that sabotage most men before they even start. Always remember, however, attraction is created less through words and more through body language and presence. The way you move, the way you hold her eyes, the way you touch, the way you pace yourself in speech. These are the very details that separate the man who gets brushed aside from the man who holds her full attention. Master these fundamentals and you'll be operating in a league that most men never even reach. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe, share it with someone who needs it, and keep your focus on building presence. Because when you control yourself, you can control the whole room.